Here we go. Welcome back. What's up with that? I think this is episode 58. I'm not sure, but today we got Jabaah the Creator.
Sir. Creator here.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Man, I saw you on Instagram first at the skate park doing tricks. I saw people doing tricks over your piano.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was sick, so I had to get you in here just to kind of talk about it a little bit.
For sure.
Talk to me about Jabaah real quick, though. Like, what's this whole character behind that? Or where'd that come from?
Right. I get that question a lot. I actually love that question. Like, what is Jabaah? And, it's a mix of things. It's definitely just more of like an online person, an online creator, content creator. And he curates to the Dallas and DFW skate community. He gives back as much as possible, posting events, videos, random things for people to do, I guess. And as well as merchandise. And I think Jabaah's more of a board company more than it is a shirt company. I have it on right now, but a lot of people are more towards the boards nowadays. You know what I mean? There's already a bunch of brands out there for apparel. Yeah. Why go hard in that when boards are more apparent? And that's like the holy grail, which is skateboarding. Right?
Yeah, right.
That's the most important part. So I focused in on that.
How'd you go about making a board? How did you find a manufacturer first, and then?
Yeah,
let's get into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of manufacturers out there. I went through ASV or AS. I can't even remember the company's name, but they're pretty good on bulk pricing. You have to get a bunch of them for it to be at least a decent price, which I think they only service like companies that are already having something established. Like they'll have clients that are already established. And they don't want to just here and there for random people that are like, hey, let me get that's kind of just shooting out fair game then, right? But I'm not sure how they work, but I'm actually going to transition soon because there's this place that opened up in Austin. They came from Italy, and they have like some pros that run the company or something like that. So I'm going to get in contact with them. I just know them through a buddy of mine. I'm not even sure what the company's name is. I'm going to make a trip. I'm going to be in Austin soon. So
how'd you go about picking the colors and all this shit and just the design in general?
Oh, the blue globe?
Yeah.
About this thing. Where's the camera?
Hold that bad boy up right over there.
Right there. So the blue globe, this is another question I get all the time, bro. They're like, why the blue globe, bro? And
it looks like a disco ball.
I have a theory, too.
But like planet Earth.
Hey, let me hear your theory.
All right. So in my opinion, I feel like when you are especially part of a community, it's like an ecosystem, right? It's like a world within itself. And when I see that blue world, it's almost like encompassing of like the globe, but like on a different spectrum. Like, how they have topographic maps where they show like mountains and they show like different, how the world looks in different ways.
Yeah.
It looks like that is like Jabaah it's not just you, but it's the world that encapsulate everything you're a part of.
That's pretty close, actually. That's pretty close. But, so originally, whenever I made this blue globe, my thought was, skateboarding, traditionally, like back in the day, it used to be newspapers or spray painted on the wall, graffiti, whatever, and it was like you had to physically see it in person or whatever. And 90% of skateboarding now is like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like it's on the internet, right? And so I just thought why not make a blue globe, because it's the internet and that's where skateboarding's heading. So I don't know, I wanted to be the first person to do it because I knew no other brand was using a blue globe, the Meridian globe, blue Meridian globe. So it's kind of why I did it, honestly, because skateboarding's just 99% internet. Like that's the only time we're watching it. It's not like we have CDs or tapes anymore. You know what I mean? In that case, I would have had a CD logo with Jabaah on it somewhere. But that's just signature right here. And then I do have some other designs. I'm actually cooking up some other apparels. I have the team working on their own designs. So I have some skaters that skate for my team.
Nice.
They run their own designs. They're gonna promote it themselves through me and through the brand, and we're all gonna kind of just push it up. That way it's not like unequal parts. Like I don't like to be total totalitarian. I don't want to.
That's awesome, dude.
Dictator brand,
Yeah.
I like to give back and be fair as much as possible, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's hard for me to take,
That's dope.
So I'm doing kind of a rapid fire episode here, but we've got this segment called Hit or Shit on here, and I'm just gonna freestyle this. I didn't prepare anything, but well, hit or shit. Basically, we ask you something, you tell me if it's hit or shit.
Okay.
All right. So first thing, hit or shit, Nike SBs.
My first skate shoe was a Nike SB. It was a Janowski, and it ripped in 1 week. So
Ooh.
pretty shit.
Shit.
I don't
All right.
like it.
Do you know how many
But I was the new skater.
how many Janowskis have been sold though in like the past like decade?
Oh, millions.
So many.
Just that one name, and it's like one guy.
He didn't even have to like work anymore. He just lives off that check.
That was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
All right.
Michael Jordan.
Hit or shit, skateboarding in the Olympics.
I feel like it's pretty hit because you have people coming from all sides now coming together instead of us being separated.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, that's what X Games does, and that's what SLS does. So now it's just the title, which is Olympics. You give anything a title, it's gonna be the same thing, kind of. But Utah winning was pretty badass. So
Yeah, Yuto's a monster, dude.
Utah, bro, I love watching him skate. It makes me realize, like, you know, we're not so encapsulated in this globe here in America. Like, there's people out there that are just as good, like, watching our culture and just embracing it on their terms in their side of the world.
The Japanese skaters, like in particular though, have been on the fucking tear the past few years.
Yeah, dude. That Japanese girl, or was it a Japanese? I can't remember, but there was like
The young chick, I knew.
I'm bad at remembering their names, but they kill it, dude.
dude every time.
You can't knock them. They're
No.
out there killing it.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Olympics, I'd say hit.
All right. Hit or shit Vans.
Well,
Vans?
Yeah.
I'm wearing them right now, so yeah, that's my hit.
So we about to be friends or not? Like.
That is my favorite skate shoe, to be honest. I don't know. I actually broke my ankle when I was 16.
No
so
shit.
I think it's because I studied it since I was not skating for a whole year, just pissed off at skate shoes. Like, I looked at the skate shoe I was wearing, and like, if you look at the shoe, like instead of like looking at it like that, look at it like head on, and look at it like the toe. You can tell like if the shoe is like a circle,
Yeah.
right? And so if you go to tilt your ankle like just a little bit and then put weight down, it'll like insta roll, and that's what those shoes did. I was wearing some Adidas, and they like insta rolled my ankle. And I realized like those shoes are freaking cylinders.
The way they're shaped.
Yeah, like if your foot bulges
I've had
out
some
on
shoes
the
like
side,
that.
bro, you're more prone to rolling your ankle 100%.
Absolutely.
That makes total sense.
Now I got these fat, flat bottom shoes that prevent that because they're just fat on the bottom, and like instead of the sole coming in like that, and then my foot sticks out like a sandwich.
Exactly.
Way better, way better.
What was your? You said Nike SB was your first skate shoe.
Yeah, I didn't know
Janowski.
anything. I just bought some random red Nike SB Janowski and was like, here we go. Didn't even learn how to ollie in them.
I think I had some P-Rod Nike SBs that were pretty sick. I mean, the Nike SBs, like they're good shoes. Like you can't really knock them. It's just like Nike coming into the skateboard world. Like it's just kind of stay in your lane, you know.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of it was iffy at first. A lot of people did hate on it, and now it's kind of just in the scene, so it's whatever.
This is kind of a question that I've seen kind of pop up recently, like on the internet, and I think it's kind of it's a good like discussion piece. But like, who do you think's gnarlier, like skateboarders or surfers?
I think I've heard this question, and then I thought about it for a long time.
Yeah, I had to think about it too, and I came to the conclusion that surfers are gnarlier.
Gnarlier?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm a ride or die 100% skateboarder, dude, and surfers they take it.
Well, it's because like I know they slam in the water, but like at least it's if you're trained, it's cushioned to you, you know. And versus
But you got
skateboarding,
sharks.
You
You don't have to worry about a shark in your skateboarding.
That's the area, you know. Like, what if you're? I guess California. I don't know where all the sharks are at,
You
but
could drown. You're not drowning
That was
skateboarding.
the first thing that came
You know
to
what
my
I'm saying?
mind. I was like, damn, he has a point. Like, you could drown, and then on top of that, like, you're dealing with elements versus, like, you know that ground is not going to change. You know that bar is not going to change, but that wave might be different, like, every time.
Right.
So I never thought about that until you just mentioned it, but damn.
makes sense. I don't know. I feel like skateboarders.
I'm going
skateboarder. Like at least they're very very similar in sport, and I'll say the only difference is like skateboarders are usually like I hate my life, or they'll go through a rabbit hole of emotions versus surfers are usually more peaceful, more calm, loving, in tune with nature.
Yeah.
The same person, just different personalities.
Different
True.
levels of grit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean,
Okay.
A skateboard.
What, so like as skaters, we kind of feel connected to our skateboard, you know? Can you kind of describe your connection to your board?
Man, dude, if I never broke my ankle whenever I was 16, I feel like I could have been so much better at skateboarding. And then ever since that happened, it had like the worst like disconnection since then.
Did it just put the fear in you, or like,
Fear
or
and
feeling?
then like, so you know how you're supposed to bend your Achilles, like this part of your Achilles is supposed to bend backwards, like
Yeah.
it's stuck, like I can't move past like this L
So you don't have the range of motion anymore?
don't have the range
Yeah.
of motion. Yeah, I can go this way, but I can't go backwards. So if
That's
I
what
try
happened to Mike Moe. That's why he doesn't skate anymore.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it sucks. And it's like I can still kickflip on flat. I can do a bunch of flat tricks. I've heel flipped and almost heel flipped the 8 stair, but I heel flipped the 2 flat 3 at Garland. But I feel it sting if I land wrong, because if I try to compress on it, then it will just like explode in there somewhere. I don't know. It hurts and it bruises. And that compression is so important because, you know, you bend your knees and you're coming down on impact. The only way I can do it is if I bend my knee and not my Achilles, and using like that whole tendon
Gotcha.
area, right?
Yeah.
I have to bend my knee to.
You know how Jaws does that big knee dip when he lands, you know, like that.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I actually like watching some of Jaws' stuff because
Oh, he's sick.
man, he's insane.
There's no one else jumping off shit like he does.
Exactly, and
That's
I wanted to do stuff like that, but now I'm like, screw that, I'm done. I can't even jump that much no more.
No. Did you grow up in Dallas?
Huh?
Did you grow up in Dallas? This
Pretty
area
much.
anyway? Did you ever skate downtown?
Yeah.
Like rooftop, like old school spots?
Rooftop. Remind me, is that the?
It's just like a big like 2-stair basically. It was in right down like Pearl Street. It's an old school spot. It ain't even there anymore.
Dang, no, I don't
Yeah.
know if I was there for that.
That's probably the biggest thing I ever did. That thing was fucking massive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna try the waterfall gap.
That's
something-
fucking big, dude.
That's something I wanted to
That's
try.
a big one.
Yeah, because I can ollie. I feel like I can ollie always.
Yeah.
That's just something I'll always be able to do. But that's like some heavy impact right there, bro. I don't know.
Mhm.
I watched my friend do it, and he did it second try on Go Skate Day in 2017. And I think there's a video still on YouTube, not on my channel, but like a buddy's channel. If you look up like Dallas Go Skate Day and go back to 2018 or 17, it's a video of him just randomly jumping off the waterfall gap. But
Speaking of like, is there like an old spot you would like resurrect or anything?
I would say definitely Chili Gordo's, that 4 stair, right over there off of Arapahoe and Jupiter.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, it was just an OG spot for such a long time.
Yeah.
Before my time, too. Like, I don't know if you know Riker
Yeah.
and all of his buddies that he used to skate with, some of the guys that skate for Bleach. And, yeah, like, they used to skate there. I actually had family that used to be there with them. So, like, it was just connected in a way. And I was young, so I never, like, learned how to skate
Right.
at that time. I was just like, I don't even know, you know, like.
Did you ever see any of the Dream Crew or any of those guys?
No, just Index.
Yeah.
Just a couple of Index guys.
You familiar with Keyshot?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, Keyshot.
Rest in
But
peace, bro. We're gonna see him tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to the event right there.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm all for it.
I wanted to ask you real quick, man. So you said you had that injury when you were 16. How old are you now? If you don't mind me asking. I know some people like to keep aliases and you know. All right.
Well,
all
no,
right.
I don't care. No. Being honest is important. But I'm 24, and I just turned 24, so that hit me pretty hard recently.
Oh yeah.
That's still young, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, just to kind of take the veil down a little bit. Like I'm 32. Nick's
33.
33. We were just talking about skating earlier before you came, and how like sometimes I get nervous skating even to this day because
Oh yeah.
after a certain period of time, your healing like takes way longer, right? And certain injuries, like I was telling him, I was skating the other day and I felt it. I boned. I have never felt in my foot before, and it was hurting like a motherfucker. And I didn't even skate that long. Like I'm from New York. I used to skate from the top of Manhattan to the bottom. We've done this thing every year. It's called the Broadway Bomb. And people come from all walks of life, from all over the country, and skate from the top of Manhattan all the way to the bottom, and like, to like Wall Street. Yeah, it's crazy. And so you just have like
Sounds sick.
hundreds. Oh yeah, if you look it up on YouTube, it's fucking insane, dude. Like It's probably one of the most fun events you could ever, because you see motherfuckers from everywhere. People have all different types of boards, chicken costumes, all types of shit. Like, it's nuts. Like,
What the heck? So
yeah.
like, if I were to fly out there, like with all my buds,
Yes,
one year that they do it,
bro.
it's a good time to
It's
go then.
incredible, bro. Like, I
Wow.
highly advise any skater to go, at least for this one event. 'Cause
It
you
kind
meet
of
so many
sounds.
different people.
It sounds like that Thrasher Hellbomb. You know what they do in Cali every year?
Yeah, dude.
They do
That's
it.
crazy.
They do it around Halloween every year, and everyone like dresses up in costumes. And they just bomb this hill. It's the sickest footage, dude.
The
'Cause-
Joker scene.
Yeah, the
That was
Joker
the
one, dude.
best, dude.
That
And
guy was killing it.
my buddy that owns Crucial, Davi. Do y'all know him or?
I know the name. I'm not familiar though.
He's my co-host for a lot of things, and he wants to do a hell bomb or some city bomb thing. And
You got to be careful, dude, because if someone gets hurt at that, and it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
My buddy got hit by a car the last time we did it, but then he got back up and kept going. It was insane. Yeah.
But I don't know. Skaters are usually cool, and like we're not gonna like sue anybody. You know, everyone's always worried about you're gonna sue me. But no, we're really not. Like
Yeah.
we ain't got the money to sue anybody.
And we kind of grew up like thinking like, what's the point? Like, screw y'all's liability. Stop kicking us out. Come on, let's just skate. You know, it's. I can understand it on like a corporate. Nah, screw this guy. I'm gonna pride him out because I can tell he's bluffing or whatever. Like y'all are just businessmen. But in the skating world, bro, like we're all skaters. Come on, like,
Word.
who cares, right? So.
You're right.
He wants to do a hell bomb, and I don't know if we can do it here in Dallas, just because like there's not that many hills around here.
Yeah, it's weird, or at least long stretches where you can kind of get away with it with a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
that's what I've noticed about out here. Sometimes it's hard to find that, but that would be dope as fuck. Like I think that would be cool for the city.
Yeah, we have. I kind of have keys to like a city. I'm not gonna like push them out there and expose them like that, but they told me that they would be willing to block off a section, but I don't think they have. Like I think they're mostly flat over there. I don't think they have anything other than like maybe skate spots where we can block off a street in a segment and just like hold it down and do like a buster bail or something,
Mhm.
but not a
Do it like at a spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so down for a buster bail. I think Dallas really.
Dude, we
needs
should
one.
do that. I'd be
Yeah.
down to like throw in and like do some
You
shit with that and like
down?
sponsor it. Yeah, let's do
That
it.
would be dope,
Sure,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so let me get like my people together because I have obviously Davi's gonna be there as well, but we'll stay in touch for that because I've been looking for some people that are.
I mean, we can probably get 4 Down involved if you're serious about it.
4 Down.
Yeah,
You
get
in touch with them. Or?
Mike and all them. Yeah.
Mike, yeah.
Mhm.
I was actually talking to one of them today about trying to like, because they're a nonprofit, so I do a lot of nonprofit work outside of my skate company, so I know they're a nonprofit. I know this guy.
Y'all seem like a natural link up. Like y'all need to do just 4 Down and Jabba.
Oh yeah, no, I that's why I've kind of been thinking I just need to talk to him, dude.
You do.
Have a whole
Mike's super cool, dude. Like he'd be down to just kind of link up and do some shit, especially if it's nonprofit stuff like that. He's all about that.
Yeah, and my goal with some companies, because the business owners want to invest in nonprofits, is to connect them, make them collaborate in some type of way, show that expression through social media, and let them share why they support one another and push it out there.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a good idea for this company that I'm helping out, but we're still in the works. I don't want to put too much out there because I want to make sure like it actually goes through first. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Well, I guess that's some of what I do. What do you guys do on outside of this podcast?
Music.
Yeah, I was
Work.
to say, man.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to go first. You
Yeah, I'm in a band. I play for Connor Gibbons. I play guitar.
Connor Gibbons.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
And Nimbus is an artist himself.
Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy. I kind of do a little bit of everything from mobile beat making. I create a lot of demos and shit for just either other artists or myself. I do a lot of writing and stuff of that nature, and drive a fucking forklift 12 hours a day. Yeah, man.
Dude.
So it's like the balance of trying to still have fun and do the things that actually make me feel alive, and then obviously support my family and shit too. But
Right.
I've been trying to find that balance more, and this podcast really helps with that because it makes me get out of that rotating door of work, home, work, home, work, home. It's like, all right, this is the time where I can have some fun, kick it with people,
Right.
get inspired,
Yeah.
and just shoot the shit for a little bit.
It is a very creative. Like I love it, man. it kind of like reminds me of just going back to childlike nature and just enjoying life and not
Yeah.
really being so like, oh,
Rigid.
Yeah.
I go to work.
Yeah.
Nah. But you know, I guess I enjoy what I do for work. I'm trying to connect businesses, which is pretty dope. I'm trying to scale it up and do more so I can make more from it. But you know, as of now, I'm not stressing because it pays. It's good. It's enough to support what I'm doing and have fun with what I'm doing. And I guess on the side, I'm also trying to do like kind of like this, but I just started a Twitch recently. I'm probably gonna start gaming and stuff.
Mhm.
Nice.
Actually
Twitch is cool.
crack-
We're actually live right now on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a Twitch stream.
Yeah. What games or like system are you fucking with? Or
I'm
have
on
you been-
PC, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I do a lot of Fortnite. Recently, because I was like, all right, this is the game. Like I was trying to think, all right, what should I do? Warzone, wait for Black Ops 6, or Fortnite. Fortnite's free, so I was like, all right, let me get on this.
Mhm.
Learn how to
community.
crank 90 in one day.
Hmm.
I have good movement. Like I'm really good with like just demon movement in general from like past games and just being cracked for no reason. Just learning how to build was aggressive. I was like, what is this?
Dude, that's what fucks me up is builds.
Yeah, like how do
Yeah.
you do
If you would
this?
play no builds, I'll play you all day. But
Yeah.
builds, dude, I'm so bad.
Exactly.
I'm so bad at it.
I
I'll
gave
do-
up like years ago on that game.
Yeah.
But now like it's crazy because it's had such a crazy update. They have so many different like game styles that you can play to where it's like nothing,
Bro, it's like
nothing like
Roblox.
before.
Dude, Metallic is in the latest update.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
They're just
wild.
on it. Yeah, and it's so if y'all have ever played Roblox, have y'all played Roblox? No. So it's like a lot of parents will actually be like, "Oh yes, stupid blockhead kid game," right? Like they're just like, "Oh whatever." I don't. But there's a whole community of like adults, kids, super toddlers. Like they're just it's a mix of everything, and then you have all these weird different games like communities. There's like Mexican communities, Filipino communities,
Oh wow.
all different types of communities. And then there's games like this game called Frontlines. It's a first-person shooter. It looks like Call of Duty.
Uh-huh.
It's like perfect graphics, and it's made like $12 million in the past 6 years or 5 years or something like that. And it's a free-to-play game. Like it's
Nice.
insane, like that you can make these games for free. And I
Yeah.
was
And they
thinking to
still turn a
myself,
profit.
yeah, just make a game on Roblox for like $0. Put it out there and just tell people you have a game. Tell them to go play it.
That's a pretty cool move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you gotta do the pay to win stuff. Like you have to
Mhm.
just add it in there, like trickle it in.
Little
somehow.
microtransactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there was like they just recreated Universal Studios, and what they did to make the money was you have to wait in line for NPCs. They're not even real players. But if you want to skip the line, you can pay like 60 Robux.
Okay.
Stupid.
What?
It's
That's
so
wild.
stupid.
You gotta get
But
your
you're
fast
actually
pass,
getting
dude.
your money's worth.
Get your
'cause-
fast
Yo,
pass.
that's fast pass.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's retarded, bro. But yeah.
That's insane.
There's
That's cool,
money.
man. You should start a little channel and do that.
Yeah, I kind of upload it. I think like if you after this, if y'all check it out, like I've uploaded some Roblox videos just cause like
Oh,
it's
dope.
such a huge community. It's like so easy for anybody to grow in as a creator. You just hop in there, and now you have kids are like, oh, he's a YouTuber, and they just start watching your videos, and that's it.
hmm
Perfect place to just get outreach from just a general public place. You know?
Yeah. That's the game that made me want to start streaming for real was Elden Ring.
Elden Ring,
Bro, I've lost.
That
like,
game just
bro,
looks so cool.
It's insane, bro. And the community's so cool.
Mhm.
Like, because it's one of those games where it's so in depth, you have to go on YouTube and get through the guides and the tutorials.
It's what it seems like that.
Comment section. But, bro, once you get into it, the amount of people from all different walks of life that, like, create channels just for that, and then the comment section, it's kind of what we talked about in a previous episode when it came to just different levels of interaction in communities online and, like, how different it is. Because some games have toxic communities. Some games have really
Right.
cool communities. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like, I would love to be a part of that because I got help from it so much just to get through the game. And it's, dude, my algorithm is literally Elden Ring, podcast, Elden Ring. And it's like so many shorts because people
Yeah.
cosplay in it. Like you can like change your characters around and like create all different, it's funny as hell though.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I
dope.
feel you on that though. I really want to stream. It's just, it's something you really got to dedicate some time to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, once a week. just throw it on a calendar. I think Twitch has an option to like say I have a schedule, and
Yeah.
then if say you do it once a week and you put it on there, now you're gonna feel like you're showing up not for work. I don't want to use the word work, but you know what I mean. Like you obligation, like you're gonna do it, and it's just you're gonna have fun doing it too. Like you know what, I'm gonna have a good time. Here we go. Get online, hop online. So, I guess so. Another thing I wanted to ask you guys, running this podcast, how long have you guys had this podcast for?
Like I was telling you outside, it was about 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And you started like just randomly out the blue? Or?
So like we were saying, like we record music and stuff, so I kind of already had some of the equipment, like the mics, and I had cameras from skating. That's like a skate video camera.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like I kind of had half-ass everything already, and then just had to get a mixer really, and that was it. So.
Man,
Yeah. And I'm a fan of podcasts anyway, so I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy good conversation, talking to people, and I know a lot of dope people, met a lot of cool people through the podcast. This is how me and him met, actually.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
He was a guest and then became co-host and then like friend. So
Word.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Good. That's how you do it, to be honest. Like I think you just keep on meeting people, and I'll stay in the loop with you for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to work with you on our Buster Bail and see how that can go. But I have like a similar like analogy to that, where like I guess starting a skate team it was difficult at first. Like starting the skate brand in general, like that was kind of difficult. But I did it all alone because I ended up starting it with some people, and then those people kind of just brushed off and did their own thing.
Right.
And before this company, I had started another one called Depressed Skating, I think. It was just random. It was another group of friends that also bailed and quit on it. And I think before that one, I started another one, and they bailed on me. So every time I started something with people, it was like everybody wanted to bail because they just couldn't keep up or keep going. Like discipline
happens.
didn't really exist.
Work ethic.
Right, and work ethic too. It's like they just, obviously $0, but it's like, come on, passion project. Like,
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, we have to start. We have to. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I started this, and you go all the way to my bottom of my Instagram page, like, those few skate clips of skaters wearing the shirts back then in 2018, I think, or 2019, I don't remember, but those were like some of the skaters that I was kind of starting with, and then it just was like, all right, I'm gonna fully commit to it on my own because I realized I had to. Like I had nobody else but myself to work on this with, and I did like my first little YouTube video where I gave away some money. I don't really remember. It was like such a crappy video, but it was at Plano. And it was $100 off the 5-stair. That's right. I was like, best trick off the 5-stair, gets $100, and everybody thought I was capping.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like I'm just trying to give this away real quick. Somebody hit it, and it was just such a crappy video. But I was so bold and brave for just at least having that willingness to finally do something and not just be like, one day, like I'll do it one day.
You took that leap of faith in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just kept going. I was actually working at an axe throwing place. I was a GM.
That's cool.
Word?
3 years teaching people how to throw axes.
Nice.
Pretty dope.
It's actually fun as hell too.
Yeah, well, you've gone axe throwing?
Yeah, that shit's fun as hell.
Where did you go?
It was this place in fucking Oklahoma, bro. Like I can't even remember the name of it, but it was just on some like pass through, kind of like arcade, but then they had axe throwing on the side.
Oh,
You know, one of
okay.
those spots.
It wasn't like kind of like cool.
It wasn't
spot.
It wasn't like a very very known spot. It was just one of those like off in the cut spots, but it was cool. I want to do it again.
Yeah, I used to run this, like, it was like a warehouse, and at the front was offices, and they like gutted it and made it look like a legit entertainment center, I guess. And all we had was axe throwing. So in the back of the warehouse, we had 6 ranges with 2 targets each. So technically 12 targets total. And I would just, I don't know, there'd be like bookings 3 every hour. So I would just kind of run every show by myself. Like I didn't really need anybody.
Yeah.
And I was really good at entertaining people. So I'd get a group of 12 people, 6 people, and 5 people for like 1 hour to myself. And then staggering, the next hour comes in, and I would put them on 3. And I would just keep going all day long. I was just showing people how to throw an axe. It was BYOB.
Nice.
I'd get lit with them. I wasn't supposed to, but, I'd start taking some of that here and there. And then eventually I got let go because they were like, you need to hire people. Like, why are you GM and working the building? Like, you can't do that. You need to be behind the scenes. And I don't know, man. I just
Because
love.
you had fun.
I had so much fun.
When you want it done right, do it yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is to an extent, I learned my lesson. You do need to hire, and you need to be good at hiring too. Like, you can't just hire somebody. And I had this issue recently with like a buddy that wanted to be like part of the team. He had like such a kind, unique personality that I started kind of morphing, and then that built resentment. And I always do that whenever I'm like, I meet somebody super nice and sweet, and they're kind, and they're just perfect, and then here I am suddenly like telling them how they should do things within our, I guess, vicinity of being part of the team or something like that. And it's like,
You're learning how to be a boss.
yeah,
It's
it's true, but
gonna come with the territory, man.
sometimes you need a hiring manager for that.
Sure.
And then they're your middleman, so that way you're never really having to change that person. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and that middleman, which is the hiring manager, is just chill. Like, they're just cool. They're cool with everybody. I'm more of like a very go-getter. Like, I hate to be lazy. I hate to waste time. And
I feel you.
if I'm around that energy, dude, like, I'm
hate it.
calling it out.
Yeah, me
Very
too.
extremist.
Yeah.
I will like be on that. But
I feel you.
I guess it's very hard for people to be around it. It's just how it is. And if I make like the foundation with somebody that's how I'm gonna be around them, then like of course like I might have that expectation from them, but I'll also try to let go of it so that way it's like no burden for anybody to carry. Like,
No pressure.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not like you guys coming into your podcast. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, how to do things, whatever. Like, this is y'all's show, right? Like,
I mean,
y'all wanna do
you
be
could.
like,
You want to come in here and not crazy, dude.
Judge your
It's
podcast.
a good content.
Gordon Ramsay, podcast Ramsay.
Yo, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Motherfucker just comes in and just like, yo, you know what? You guys haven't done shit. Look at this. This fucking lighting.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck is this chair?
You hear this squeak?
Exactly.
His chair does squeak. I'm not going to call it out.
Yeah.
Nah.
This doesn't pick it up, right? Not as much.
You won't hear it.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about it almost every podcast.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, the couple.
we did.
Yeah, the last few we have. Yeah.
It's interesting though that you say that because I do agree. Like when it comes to working relationships versus like friend relationships and working relationships, sometimes doesn't mix, right? But then at the same time, like when y'all all know your position and how to play it, it's really more. It's not necessarily you trying to like change that person, but just reminding them what the goal is, or reminding them like, hey.
Stay focused.
Yeah, this is the level of professionalism we're gonna present here. We have a goal, and I want you and me to hit it. Because then if we hit it, then it's a fucking success, and we can replicate that. It's awesome. Like when I initially started the pod with him, I knew kind of a role that I wanted to play, but then on top of that, like I knew kind of like abilities that I had that I could make it enhanced. And then if we have ideas, we'll just bounce them back and forth. But this is his baby. I'm still just the co-host. So like I always try to make sure like I let him run the show, and if anything, I can just add to it in some ways. But bro, for you to be your age and still just the mindset that you have is really impressive, man.
That's what I was about to get into. You seem really wise in your age, so I wanted to kind of ask you this, and it's a question I ask everybody that comes on here, but how do you experience time?
Time?
Yeah.
Man, turning 24, it's like I'm just looking at the number 6, like, oh, I got 6 years left till I'm 30. Come on, hurry up. Like I'm just like, I'm antsy about the future, but then I remember the good things, like, humans are interesting because as kids, we want to grow up fast, and then we get grown up, and then we're like regretful of it, and then now we're like worried about money, so we'll ruin our health, but then we get our money, and now we're older, and we're using money to restore our health. Like, it's just, everything's backwards.
Right.
And, of course, like, which mainly is all these problems come from societal norms and all the structures, everything that's been in place. So it's like, you can go against it. You can live how you want to live, but you really got to be willing to. Like, a lot of the work I do is just contract free. I just don't like to clock in anymore because I've realized I can talk to people and I can make things happen with my voice. I don't need to, sit there and say, all right, this is all I can do. Beep. And then, hey, how you doing? What do you want? Burger? Here you go.
Axe.
I will say I would go back to that job and make the same pay because that was one of the best jobs with good pay. I was making 6 to 7K a month throwing
What?
axes, bro.
Wow.
So I made salary, which was $1,200 every 2 weeks. So I was at 24, or what is it? Yeah, 2,400, right? And then a little bit of tax, so around 2K. But in tips, like, I was making so many tips, and I was able to ask for them on my own terms. Like, didn't have to share them. Would just be like, yeah, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and run my own things. And like, corporate groups would come in, they would leave like $400, and like, just big groups, 12 groups of 12 people coming from all different businesses would just have the best time with me. And then I would do a handstand trick shot and backwards and all this random stuff, and they'd be like, just drunk. And they'd hand me $100 bill at the end, bro. Oh, I would go back in a heartbeat for the moment again, but I learned my lessons. So
That's awesome, man.
how do you view time?
It's not linear. It's ever changing and situational. It depends on where you are, what you're doing, and where you're at. How it goes, I feel like even your mood plays into it. It's always changing. I don't think there's like a fixed like measurement of time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It can seem there's a fixed
Well, that's a
measurement
human
of time.
construct. We made that.
Right.
Time's not real though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's there's an actual equation behind it. I don't know what it is, but it's like gravity and space or something equals time. And I think and speed. I think speed has to do with it too, because apparently
Speed of light.
Yeah, like if you're traveling, have you heard about that experiment?
That's a theory of relativity, dude.
Yeah. And
That's Einstein's.
There's an experiment where the balloon or the watch went around the world in a plane, and then there was a watch that stayed stationary, and they were both different times.
Well, you know about like quantum physics, right? Like and like photons can be in two different places at once.
Yeah.
The exact same photon or proton rather.
Right. So that split universities or split. What am I trying to say? Not universes. Not universities.
Yeah.
So it's like two things are happening, and then the human consciousness is observing something makes it a reality.
Exactly.
But as soon as we're not.
The second you observe something, it turns into a solid state rather than a waveform.
Right. So
which is insane.
We're not even real right now. We're just solid.
So it brings the question: does a tree make a sound if no one's around to hear it?
Possibly.
Probably not. Because no one's there. No one's there to physically put the energy onto it to hear that sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you said sound, like I was thinking it screams for some
No.
reason. Like in another universe.
Yeah, right.
It's yelling.
In another universe, he's like, "Help me, Timber!"
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think about life as like this short trip, it's like we're here for such a short time. We make the most of it. Like, at the end of the day, none of this really matters. Like, I love it for the time that I'm here because I am able to produce the things that I'm able to do for humanity, I guess. There's kids out there that I do want to like help us inspire to be creative and do their own thing. There's people that are trying to be content creators or take that next step, and I want to tell them that they can. Like, it's possible. They don't need to hold back and shell themselves in. Like, the internet really allows us to do that. So,
dude, I've met so many people just through the internet and the podcast.
Yeah,
it's really amazing if you just put out the effort and you'll get something back.
Right, and energy in and energy out.
Yeah,
so it's good, and I think. I don't know. I live by this philosophy. Do you have any philosophies that you live by?
Stay gold.
You live by many philosophies.
Yeah.
It's like your most hardcore, like you think about it almost every week or every other day, and you're like, philosophy.
Stay gold.
Stay gold.
Stay gold.
Mine is travel light and stay connected.
Yeah.
Travel light and stay connected.
Travel light and stay
Yeah,
connected.
that's smart. This guy's like a scavenger. Like, good.
Oh,
His
if you
survival
knew half the
instinct.
story, this guy's a nomad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that,
Big time,
dude.
big time, bro.
I like the term nomad, but
Yeah.
I know I've heard family members use it in such a demeaningful way.
No, not at all. No, he's
Dude.
he's just gotten around.
There's different levels to it, man. I mean, you can see the whole world and think about like how much you need to really survive, whether it be your clothing, whether it be your transportation, your money. But like when it comes to like moving around, it's actually easier to do that when you're lightweighted versus when you're heavy. When you have a lot of heavy burdens on you, it seems like you don't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't really have that heavy burdens on you, whether it be physically or mentally, then you're traveling lighter, you know? And then
Right.
the whole staying connected aspect of it is just never to just be totally into yourself. Like, be comfortable being around different walks of life, seeing different things, and staying connected to the universe or the blue globe, you know?
Yeah.
So speaking of the blue globe, where could we find your merch, man? Because I really want a board, even if it's just like, that's something I would just put on the wall.
Yeah, no, that's a wall board right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Jabaah.com.
Okay.
It's kind of spelled funny. 2 A's right here. I actually put 2 A's because the single A was taken, so I was like, whatever, 2 A's, I'll do it.
I know
And my nephew's name is Isaac, and so Isaac is usually spelled with a double A. So I was like, double A isn't even that awkward. There's like names out there
Yeah.
with 2 A's, you know. So Jabaah, and then .com. So
Gotcha.
pretty straightforward.
Awesome.
Speaking of that, I gotta renew that soon. So don't buy it. I'm renewing it now for sure. Oh, damn.
And also, what's your name on Twitch, man? Because I want to make sure I follow you on there too.
Jabaah the Creator. I actually started it literally yesterday.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I like finally was like, yo, I could lose my finger tomorrow, and then I'd be so desperate to start gaming and streaming.
Right.
Come on, let me just
Don't
start.
get they'll
today.
put that on yourself.
It's that easy though, you know. Like this is like my shooting finger right here, and then that's it, you know. And then I'd have to be playing like this.
or change the keyboard layout so that it's like
Yeah.
something else. No, but I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
and I know so many good gamers that are like, one day, and I don't want to be that person, dude.
Mhm.
Like that one day, and then there's the one day just hand gone scenario, you know. But I kind of wanted to get into my philosophy. I guess this is like, it's kind of hard to understand, but I was talking to one of my coworkers recently who, sadly, he got let go of, but pretty good guy, and I think it was still unjust that he got let go of. I think it was the manager taking a sting at me, thinking like it was gonna affect me and I was gonna defend him for some reason,
Okay.
and I ended up just not doing anything because that was your choice, you know. You fired him, but I was telling him, you know, like we can get in our head about things, we can start to like overthink, and a lot of the times we'll just kind of ponder, we'll look, and we'll go and go and go, and especially when it comes to relationships with people, I think that's the most where we rely on our mental space and well-being. We'll think about certain people or our previous reaction from 30 seconds ago, and we're like, how could we have done better? And we're always thinking like, how can we show more love? I feel like is like what it really comes down to is like love. And I don't know if you guys are like religious or anything. I recently and I'll be totally like humble about it. Like 2 years ago, I started believing in Jesus Christ because I had nothing left. Or it was 3 years ago. I had like $0 in the bank. I was falling off the map. My brand that I had just started, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to just work at this warehouse. And I just empty. I, had nothing. $0. I worked at UPS. I don't even remember where it was. I think it was UPS. I fell off the map after getting fired at the axe throwing place, though. And I decided to pray every day, and that's just where I turned my life to. I just was like, you know what? I have nothing left. I'm going to pray every single day, and I'm going to talk to Jesus because that's all I've heard growing up. I kind of grew up around an atheist family, though, so I didn't really know, what I was doing, how I was supposed to do it.
Right.
Like I didn't, and yeah, man, doors started opening. And I started reading more. I started learning more verses. And then there was this one verse that stuck out to me, which was Corinthians 13:4, and it's what they read at weddings. It's love is patient, love is kind.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you guys have
I've
heard
heard
it.
of this.
I've
I
heard
can't
of
quote
that.
it perfectly.
I understand.
But I mean, if we try to like define what love is, it's already been explained what love is. It's very simply put. Like we don't even need to use our tongues to explain what love is. And a lot of people say the power of the tongue ruins love. So your mind is still your tongue. If you start to overthink what you're doing, like maybe your friend's suicidal and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take.
What was that Dustin said? The power of the death lies in the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was something along those lines though.
Yeah, no, it's powerful. It
Yeah.
really is,
It
and
is.
it's your own mind, and it will throw you in a loop of, like, so you have a suicidal friend, right? And you're like, all right, I'm gonna help this person because I actually love him, and then your mind just flips on you, and it's like, wait, is this like, am I just doing this because I'm trying to like stop him from being suicidal? Am I, you know, is this really love? Do I, you know, like you just twisting it. You're going in a
overthinking.
loop. You're overthinking. Same thing with. Maybe it's just a friend you're trying to take bowling, and then your mind will be like, oh, well, I'm just trying to get this person to like me. Like, I'm being manipulative or whatever. And so now your tongue and your mind are redefining what love is. When turning back to, if you just want to completely eliminate that, just tell yourself, like, I'm just trying to commit Corinthians 13:4. Basically that. Like, I don't need to sit here and dive deep into what exactly it is that I am doing to try and show love to this person.
Or why I'm doing it.
Or why I'm doing it, right? Yeah, there's no definition. A lot of people will get in their head about that. I'm that type of person. I'm an overthinker, but now whenever I do things, I try to genuinely do them because I can look at people and talk to them personally on a personal level,
Yeah.
get to know them, and be genuine. Like I don't feel like I'm getting anything from it, and I don't want to expect anything from it. I just want to be here, be present, and be at peace, you know?
So there was something as you were talking, and I was really like taking it all in. There's something that came to my mind recently that I used to do a lot, like especially like I work at a warehouse now, so I totally feel you, bro. Like when you start over, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen next. But what I would tell myself, and I would pray in the morning before I even walked in there, and I would say, God, please just order my steps, order my thoughts, and allow me to get through this day. But you know, you be the driver, and I'll just be the car. And whenever I would do that when I was at my lowest times, because sometimes when you are in the lowest states, you usually go towards things that you know kind of complement that low state, and
Right.
it's usually negative. So it's like, in order to kind of stray away from that, I would just ask for help. You know what I'm saying? So. I totally feel you, and that's actually really powerful that you said that, man. Thank you. Thank you. That's cool.
It's not easy sharing it, man. A lot of people won't humble themselves and won't drop their hands are what gave them their opportunistic ways. Like, I mean, my hands exist. I did a lot, but without praying and God, man, like none of this really would be here because those nights I was at that warehouse, I was really thinking about just disappearing. I was like, I don't want to be here no more. You know, this is it. It's the end of my line. I started, I think I did a video with Vincent and Malik. I did a game of skate, gave one of them $350 cash. Life was still good. And then, boom, I got let go of. Not to mention, at that time, I had also been moving out of a now ex-girlfriend's house. I was living in with her in a condominium. And it was just like so many things hit me at once. Like, it just felt like I was rock bottom. But turned to him, prayed every day. And if speaking about like details, I guess like doors opening, one of my sisters had told me getting into sales was like the best thing I could do, and that just completely changed my life, like getting into sales. But I wasn't gonna ever take that leap or think about it, I feel like, or even be offered it if I didn't have hope and good feelings for myself, where I was like, I got them from prayer in the morning and at night. Like, all right, I'm gonna show up to work, I'm gonna just do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
here we go, you know.
Your mindset's everything, dude.
That's true.
Gotta have your mind right.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess my philosophy is, because it's kind of like stretched out and it's weird, but like don't be afraid to turn back to Corinthians 13:4, like defining what true love is, because that's, if you're showing somebody love, that's what love is. You don't need to get it twisted. You don't need to think, oh, am I manipulating this person with love to get something ahead of them? Like, having zero expectations.
One of my favorite questions. My favorite questions about love is a Bob Marley song. Could you be loved?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing everything you could to be loved? Are you even like deserving of that? Could you be loved? Are you doing everything you're supposed to be doing?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So it's kind of the other side of like,
Yeah,
I love you regardless, but it's like,
Oh,
could you be loved?
yeah.
You know, I love that duality of it.
that's
makes-
pretty valid actually.
Yeah.
Yo, tell me why
Yeah.
to circle that. It's like I remember one time asking my girl, "Would you date you?"
It's the same thing, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Same kind of concept. Like,
Mhm.
and then people that I meet, and if they're going through certain things with other people, I'd be like, "Yo, like, you just flip that on yourself. Like, could you deal with somebody that did that to you? Like, how would you receive that? How would you respond to that? You know, it just takes a little bit of looking in the mirror, but that's dope. That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, being on the other spectrum, I can definitely say I'll show people love even if they're treating me like crap, to be honest. I am just that kind of person. But I also did, I don't know if y'all have ever done sales, but you get like rejected like 50 to 100 times a day.
I couldn't
and
do it.
You just show them love regardless, showing
Yeah.
up the next day with a big smile
Yeah.
just to make some money. And if you're not making money, you're still showing up.
Right.
And it's terrible, but
Yeah.
it was worth it. I really got to learn a lot of lessons. Like, there would be many $0 days where I feel like I'm just mining in freaking Minecraft, like for hours, trying to find a diamond. And then eventually, good conversation, it worked. That person wanted to do it, signed a contract, and then you're just like, holding a bunch of money after, and it just dopamine clicker. You're like, yes, 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 more, more, more. And they do say like 90% of or 80% of people in America are drug driven, like they do cocaine or weed or something because they're dopamine driven. So
Yeah. 100%.
yeah. Have you guys been in sales or no?
No.
I've done
Couldn't do
marketing.
it, dude.
No.
I've done marketing and I've done sales a little bit, but I hated it, bro.
Yeah, I would hate it.
Like, I'm a people person, but the rejection aspect of
Yeah,
it
right.
was like, I was just so nice to you. Why don't you like
Why don't you
this?
like me? Taking it personal. and
That's
shit.
dude, that's why I live by my philosophy now, because I read a lot of manipulative books to like learn how to use kindness to manipulate people, and then I became somewhat evil, and I was like, no, dude, this isn't how it works, because
There's a lot of psychology in there, dude.
I mean, I don't know. There's successful manipulators and con artists, and I've read them. Like the Yellow Kid from 48 Laws of Power is like this infamous guy who back in the day, I think it was like 1960s or lower, somewhere down there, there was supposed to be like this boxing fight, and they were gambling on this boxing fight for money, but the boxer was in on it, the other boxer was in on it, and they had already like established cash somewhere, and then one of the boxers pretends to die, and the Yellow Kid was also in on it. So then these millionaires dip because they're like, we don't want to be seen gambling over death. Like, screw this, let's get out of here. And he took all the money, and that was that. And like infamous, he's done plenty of things, but I actually think the 48 Laws of Power has more history in it than it does teaching lessons. And the history is just interesting to know. Like, there was so many powerful leaders that use their power at an advantage point against humanity, and it's important to know that because you might have a manager above you, and you go above him, and they might ask you like, why are you coming to me about this? Because people in power will try to use their power against you. Like, that's just the most common answer. You know, I've read that stuff. Like, it's possible, it's real. It's not like I'm just some normie robot that just thinks everything's fine. Like, we are capable of taking advantage of one another, and it's sad but true. You know?
And you see it firsthand.
I have seen it plenty of times.
Yeah.
I used to do it, but now I'm like, I look people eye to eye whenever I'm helping them with their stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just take this normally. Like, they want to do it, I'm gonna be as calm demeanor, genuine as possible.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, whatever, like, I'll just be super chill about it. But yeah, the minute they're like, I don't know, I'll be pushy too. Like, I'll just kind of push them to do it, but like, I'll never like make them, I guess, feeling forced.
Right,
you know, like.
Right.
I have like all the facts and valid reasons too. What they say in sales is you're supposed to sell them the hell that they're living in, and then give them the purgatory, which is your business, and the heaven is when it's all complete. So purgatory is the business, hell is where you're at. So example, like podcast guy comes in here and he has a bunch of equipment and he's like, yeah, but it's usually 4,000. I'm selling it right now for 2,200 right now. Like all this stuff, you could just get this stuff, and you're missing this, and the missing stuff is the hell.
Yeah.
And then your purgatory is hooking it all up, and your heaven is one successful podcast later, right? So it's like, and then you make that all into a good sales pitch, and then you get better at it because it's really dependent on what you do. Like you just curate and you slowly morph your speaking, whatever you're speaking about.
The pitch.
Yeah, the pitch, which is the worst part about getting into sales. Like, well, I gotta learn this fucking pitch for it. What the heck? My bad. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Of course, yeah, of
Okay,
course.
okay.
But just to kind of like wrap all this up, we're running kind of long now because we're still gonna do a part 2.
Right.
So wrap all this up. I know you're a musician, so tell me about some artists you're listening to lately.
Some artists.
Yeah.
And dude, I kind of just put on Crystal Castles.
Crystal Castles, nice.
Yeah, so I can, if I can PC game it out, and just be a crackhead and just electro music as much as possible, because it's like jazz is probably the only other thing I will listen to. Jazz, Frank Sinatra.
Dope.
Sometimes I guess like some artists like Tyler the Creator's old stuff, new stuff like.
I kind of figured you were a Tyler fan.
Yeah.
Jabaah the Creator,
Tyler
the
Creator.
Creator.
Hey, I grew up listening to him. Hello, dude. That was like.
Favorite album.
Ooh, Goblin.
Oh.
Going old school with the Goblin.
I was just listening to that like 2 days ago.
Dude.
I was listening to Fish, and I really, it's crazy because it was like, damn, I remember listening to this when I was in college, and now look at this dude, like, and just to see his, growth, bro.
Yes. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Call Me If You Get Lost, like, a lot. Even the deluxe version was pretty cool. It had some niche little things in it, but man, Tyler is one of those dudes. I was gonna suggest to you too, or see if you even heard of this group, Bad Bad Not Good. They're a jazz group, and they're fucking. I think they're based in Canada, but they're really big in the States. Tyler actually did. If you go on YouTube and then you just type in Bad Bad Not Good / Tyler the Creator, he played piano with them live while they were like jamming and shit.
That's cool.
And like did like remixes to his songs from that era.
What?
Yeah, bro.
I have not seen that.
I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to the music shit. Dude. Like I really,
can tell.
really dive in. But yeah, bro, you would really love it because like some of his songs renditions when they're like just instrumental, it's fucking beautiful because you can tell he's really into that, arrangements and stuff. But yeah, that's one band I'll put you on too.
I used to like try to find all their like old videos too, and just like look for Jasper going crazy on YouTube.
Loiter Squad.
Yes, dude, that was that was a good era, and I miss it. But I got into piano also like 2015. Some random chick like broke my heart, and I was like young, but I was like whatever, and I learned Moonlight Sonata.
Oh,
I had never even played piano before.
That's insane.
Breaking hearts.
So I just broken heart, and I just learned that real quick. And I was
You
like,
an
wait,
old soul.
I can play the piano now. So I just started learning Pure Elise. Then
I was just about to say, I was gonna say that.
That was like the second song I learned. What else did I learn, man? I learned so many songs, and I did it all by ear. I'm still learning by ear. I know like CGF, like I know stuff through playing over time and meeting other musicians.
That's how I do guitar too, man. It's kind of by ear and just fingerings. I don't really know chords and shit.
Yeah.
The names of them all.
There's lots of like, I guess so-called professionals, but I want to be vibrant. I want to just be enthusiastic about it. I want to
know your instrument.
Know it, right? By ear, just I played, what was I saying? Rag piano, so that's like upbeat, fast-paced bluegrass, if you've heard that, and it's just, that gets my blood pumping, man. Like, I was playing it on the piano at the Bone Jam, so I brought it to the scene, and I never thought that was even going to happen. I was like, how did this even happen? How did I get here? So.
Will it be there tomorrow? Maybe?
What? The piano at the skate park?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so
Dude,
smart.
if you could bring it, that'd be so sick.
Yo.
Just
That's
saying.
actually valid. time to bring it.
Let's do it.
All
All right. So let's wrap this up. Part 2 tomorrow with the piano at the skate park. Y'all tune in. Jabba, thanks for coming, dude. Nimbus, as always.
Thanks guys for having me.
great.
This is
Yes.
awesome. Make sure y'all follow them.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all be you. We're going to be us. Later.